The Forgotten Uprising, when African slaves overthrew Napoleon's empire. It began with a whisper in the sugarcane fields. A whisper that turned into a cry that became a roar, and that roar shattered an empire. This is not a tale of kings or generals. It is the story of enslaved men and women bound in chains who defied the world as most powerful armies and won. What happened in Haiti in the late 18th century is not just history. It is revolution, rebirth, and the raw force of freedom. A story so powerful, it was buried until now. 1791. The island of Saint-Domingue, modern-day Haiti, is France's most profitable colony. It produces more sugar, coffee, and indigo than any other colony on earth. But its wealth is built on the backs of over 500,000 enslaved Africans. Men, women, children worked to death, branded like animals, their identities erased. The French elite live in opulence. The enslaved live in hell. But on the night of August 21st, 1791, under the cover of darkness and ritual, they rise. It begins with a ceremony in Bois Caiman, a gathering of rebel leaders and spiritual figures. Drums thunder, flames crackle, oaths are taken, blood is spilled. This is not just a rebellion, it is a revolution born from pain. The uprising sweeps across the island like fire. Plantations are torched, slave owners are killed. The colonists, once drunk on power, now flee for their lives. Leading this revolution is a name history almost forgot. Toussaint Louverture. Born into slavery, Toussaint was a stable boy who secretly learned to read. A man of intelligence, discipline, and unshakable resolve. He joins the uprising not with rage, but with vision. He doesn't just want to burn the system. He wants to replace it. He becomes the architect of the rebellion, training fighters, building alliances, navigating the brutal civil war that follows. France, desperate to hold the colony, sends troops. Then Spain and Britain enter the fray, hoping to seize the island for themselves. It becomes a three-way war. Slaves turn soldiers fighting European superpowers on a blood-soaked chessboard. But Louverture plays masterfully. He switches allegiances when necessary, aligns with Spain, then France. And in 1794, after fierce battles and political maneuvering, slavery is abolished across the French Empire. For the first time in history, a slave revolt has not only succeeded, it has changed the law of nations. But freedom is fragile, and in the shadows, storm is brewing. Back in France, a young general is rising, Napoleon Bonaparte. He sees Saint-Domingue not as a symbol of liberty, but as a lost jewel of empire. He sends an armada, 20,000 elite troops led by his own brother-in-law, Charles Leclerc. Their mission is clear: crush the rebellion, restore slavery, reclaim the colony. But Louverture is ready. Now governor of the island, he commands an army of formerly enslaved warriors who know every mountain, every ravine, every tactic of survival. The French arrive with arrogance. They are met with guerrilla warfare, tropical disease, and unwavering resistance. Yellow fever decimates the European troops. Within months, more than half the French soldiers are dead. The empire is bleeding. But Napoleon will not surrender. He lures Louverture into a trap, promises peace, then arrests him. Louverture is shipped to France in chains, locked in an icy prison in the Jura Mountains. He will never see the island again. Before he dies of starvation and neglect, he utters these words: "In overthrowing me, you have cut down in Saint-Domingue only the trunk of the tree of liberty. It will spring up again by the roots, for they are numerous and deep." And he is right. With Louverture gone, leadership falls to Jean-Jacques Dessalines, a general forged in fire, ruthless and brilliant. He rallies the fighters for one final war. The French, exhausted and demoralized, are no match. On November 18, 1803, at the Battle of Vertières, the rebels defeat Napoleon's army once and for all. It is over. On January 1st, 1804, Dessalines declares the nation of Haiti the first black republic, the first country in the Western Hemisphere born from a successful slave revolt, a dagger in the heart of colonialism, a message to the world. Freedom is not granted, it is seized, but the world is not ready. France demands reparations. Other nations isolate Haiti, fearing revolution will spread. And for centuries, Haiti will suffer the consequences of daring to be free. Still, the legacy of the revolution echoes across time. It inspired abolitionists in America, terrified slaveholders in the South, fueled uprisings in South America and beyond. It taught humanity that even in the deepest night, people will rise. That chains can be broken, and that even the forgotten can change history. The Haitian Revolution isn't just a chapter lost in dusty books. It is a mirror, a fire, a question. What would we risk to be free? In the soil of Haiti, that answer is written in blood, but also in courage, because when the world turned its back, they stood up, they fought, and they won.